Okay, so basically, I'm old, or at least I feel like I'm old. In terms of YouTube, I'm pretty damn old. I've been around the block since this website started up, and because of that, I've seen a lot of trends and names and faces come and go. But in the past few years, there's been a really big rise in a need for controversy and drama between bigger YouTubers. I believe that the turning point that really started this age is that of the Leafy is here era. That's probably a little too generous of a term to use. The cringe era of YouTube. The era that brought you great videos such as, I'm suing Keemstar in Drama Alert, YouTube Girl actually loves Hitler, and of course my personal favorite, hardcore Minecraft sex. Is probably one of the greatest eras of YouTube of all time. It was content that, to steal from Egoraptor, I'd akin to a bag of chips. It's not the best and it's definitely not good for you, but you can just mindlessly consume it because it's addicting by nature. You can't have one and just stop, you have to consume more and more. Leafy's capitalization on cringe culture is probably what really gave him that boost in popularity, seeing as cringe comps were also in style at the time. I'm sure people looked to Calvin's channel as a hub for pointing out some cringy content on the website, and I'm sure the appeal was that kids on the internet could watch and be a part of the joke by pointing and laughing at cringy people. Because if I'm being honest, nobody with a healthy social life religiously watched Leafy is here. It was probably a bunch of nobody kids who acted big because they were surrounded by other nobodies who didn't know that they were losers on the internet. Right? Well, ever since then, and even long after Leafy left the website, YouTube has seen a gigantic resurgence of what I'd call reaction commentary, and I'm sure you know what I mean when I say that. It's probably the most inconsequential type of content out there, but for whatever reason, I've seen more and more of these types of channels come from God knows where, and this shit has been bugging for a while. So I'm gonna chop up my feelings real quick, and I'm gonna let y'all know why these channels are complete and utter
gutter trash.
Before I go into specifics, I want to lay the template for what I consider a generic reaction commentary channel, because I feel like when I explain the formula to you, you'll get the idea of what I'm trying to get at. Alright, so let me know if this shit sounds familiar to you one time. A vaporwave / trap intro, gameplay in the background, loud unfunny memes, a loud obnoxious commentator, Dr.Phil, My Strange Addiction, or any fucking TLC show you could think of, cringy ass roast videos, or the dialect of an average 15-year-old hype beast. Yeah, that's what we're dealing with today. Yeah, that's the type of shit I'm on about. I'm talking about the Leafy clones, and I do mean Leafy clones, not as a pejorative, but as an adjective. I've noticed recently that people have been using the label of a Leafy clone as a blanket insult for any kind of commentary channel, so I wanted to lay out that distinction real quick. Calling out Leafy clones or Leafy-style reaction commentary isn't new at all, and I don't think I'm doing much by just talking about their style of content. Mainly because, for one, I've never been about giving constructive criticism, and two, I've always been more about dissecting the flaws with the modus operandi of these cats. Besides, if you want actual constructive criticism of these people, like I said, it's a topic that's been done into the ground, and there's tons of videos that actually provide what you're looking for. Most recently being the video done by my homie Slacker TV, which is good, you should go watch it, but not right now, please don't leave. But I guess if I want to try and get into the minds of these cats, then I'm gonna have to play the part of being a shitty Leafy clone. So I'm gonna need me a shitty vaporwave intro, like, right now, please.
I know you're tired of loving when nobody
To jump the gun for a second, my huge issue with these types of channels is that they try and act like their content and their channels and their sub count is built on their own merit and not the topics that they choose to milk to death and all that shit. Please, by all means, tell me the difference between Triggered Tro and Just Destiny. I'll be more than happy to hear an actual argument if one comes up, but if you think that the variable for these types of creators are their personalities, then oh man, I got some news for you, my friend. The cookie cutter, self-deprecating, or super badass roast god personality isn't unique by any means, and it's very obvious when you notice that a lot of these channels exist, and they do the same exact thing on the same exact topic. The strange thing is that these people really don't like being compared to Leafy, or any of their contemporaries for that matter, because they have this mentality that what they do is somehow different and unique from everyone else in their group of friends. Even to the point where they deflect any kind of notion that they're anything alike.
To be honest, you sound like Benji, I swear. Does he sound like Benji to y'all? Benji clone? Shake it. You sound too much like Benji. You literally sound like an older Benji. Why do you sound like Benji but older? Okay, so first off, why are comments about my voice like a majority of all my comment sections, like in every single video? I've never gone a video without getting a comment on it saying that I sound like Benji. I don't sound like him, okay? I'm gonna play my voice, I'm gonna play his, okay? I just had to address that because I swear to God that every time I upload, I get a comment saying that I sound like him. It's always possible that I do sound like him and I just don't hear it, but like, you know, he and I have been friends for like a year now, and we talk almost every day, and I've never once confused my voice with his. Maybe you guys just need like an ear check or something.
And the Oscar goes to...
I understand how frustrating it can be when you're consistently being compared to people that you're supposedly competing against, but if it's consistent and it happens all the time, and that's what most people are talking about, it speaks volumes about the unoriginality of what you're making. But to try to pass off real criticism as a joke just kind of shows your inability to accept the fact that there is some truth in that. I mean, Benji made an entire video that comes off as nothing but him trying to aggressively shove that notion away.
Today, let's go over the term Leafy clone. First of all, Leafy does not own CSGO or CSGO surfing, and I get this a lot. With no context whatsoever, a rando will comment on my video calling me a Leafy clone. I'll ask them, it's weird that you think that. Why do you think so? How does that make me a Leafy clone? But like, since when did Leafy own CSGO or CSGO surf? I'm pretty sure CSGO was made by Valve. Pretty sure most of the surf maps are custom made by a lot of people. So I'm pretty sure Leafy has no rights to any of that.
And the Oscar goes to...
And despite not being copies of each other, they funnily enough seem to be on a race to see who could make a video on the next Dr.Phil topic first, since most of them seem to overlap in upload times, and really make the same kind of jokes that pretty much consist of observations with the implication that whatever is being looked at is cringy in a sarcastic or ironic manner.
10 DIY weird makeup ideas / makeup pranks. Why in the hell are you eating makeup?
Yeah. Okay.
Whoa, okay. Like, it starts off really sweet talking about Jesus and that, and then in a split second it just switches to...
I'm going to be attacked with lies upon lies from the enemy.
What, so like, as soon as you get out your bedroom and turn the corridor, some bloke's just gonna jump out at you and go, "The earth is round!" Or, "Memeulous isn't the best YouTube channel."
What I don't really understand is that these people try to make jokes that someone like Leafy would make, yet they're not a Leafy clone. They got the same titles as Leafy, but they're not a Leafy clone. They got the same aesthetic as Leafy, but they're not Leafy clones. What really disappoints me is that in the beginning, some of these kids showed some shred of originality. Benji started off as a little gaming channel that made TF2 trading videos and CSGO shit.
Okay. Oh my god, that was so bad. I'm such a free to play. If I only were to get that, that would have been so sick. No, it's a free to play. I'm not fucked. Maybe I am. That's not a free. Whoa. No, they do have a sentry. What is that man saying? They definitely have a sentry.
The concept itself wasn't original, but you can see some shred of personality in there, with this goofball kid trying to make videos presumably like the people he looked up to then, like Pyrocynical or Pyro Joe. To go off on a tangent, just for a second, I want to talk about AidenProjects, specifically a video he made right when his channel blew up, because it says a lot about these content creators and kind of makes what I'm saying make a lot more sense.
So I've been gaining relevancy recently thanks to Keemstar. I can't thank him enough, and all these people coming to my channel seeing my work is great. When I began to gain some relevancy, you think my good friends would be proud of me, but no. Half of them now are attempting to expose me for something. The commentary community completely ruined the word commentary. In my personal opinion, I think people should have a few friends on YouTube, worry about their content, and not give a shit about some bullshit community. And the community is so repetitive, it's people copying each other, doing the same thing with gameplay. What's up, guys? So as you can see, today I'm going to be doing something a little different. Character stills. Be yourself. Make good content. You don't have to do what your friends are doing. Don't make trending topics because everybody else is doing it.
It's really sad seeing this kind of whiplash in content and personality. It's something that really makes me believe that these channels are the lowest of the low in terms of entertainment. Whatever life that flourished into these guys' channels are now barely there outside from the aforementioned choice of aesthetics and music that's barely shown in each video. They've molded themselves into the person their fans perceive them as, a supplement for Leafy-style content in a post-Leafy era of YouTube. It must be really shitty seeing people like Aiden, who's obviously young and passionate about the content he was making, being molded not into something he wants to be, but something he has to be, to fit within the small-knit community of these reaction commentators. The fact that they all have to fit within a certain caricature also feels mad manufactured, especially given the type of content that seems to flourish now within this current algorithm. When you think of your favorite YouTubers, what do you think of? The personality, the presentation, the life put into them, the standout editing, the unique scripting, or just the sense of humor that they have? We have such a huge desire for introspective and personal content now on the website. It's kind of insane. We as consumers care less about what's being said, but who's saying it. It doesn't matter what Nakey Jakey is making his next video on, but as long as I see him uploading, I know the video will be worth my time because it's Nakey Jakey. I've come to expect that regardless of the topic, his personality and presentation will make whatever he's talking about easy to understand and almost feel at home to me, because that's the style of content he's come to create over the years. The only reason why I bring this up is because there's mad people on the website that consider personality to be one of the most noticeable and resonant attributes of their favorite YouTubers. And sure, maybe if you watched one of these kids this wouldn't be an issue, but the sheer oversaturation of these channels kinda shows how tired the genre really is. The editing is pretty basic, there's little to no interesting moments outside of the few loud, obnoxious memes thrown in, and there's nothing wrong with throwing memes into your video, but when it becomes the main supplement of jokes because you have zero charisma, it becomes a pretty sad crutch to rely on. Even if they had some sense of humor, any kind of jokes these guys throw into their videos are completely lost because of one fundamental mistake of the entire genre of reaction commentary. Like I said before, a lot of their humor and their editing seems to come from Leafy, but since I'm gonna be fair to these people and give them a little bit of credit, let's say they're not copying from Leafy's style of reaction commentary, and let's compare it to who I think has the best style of reaction commentary out of all these hoes. And you already know I'm talking about that classic H3H3, baby.
Wow, Ethan, great moves. Keep it up. Proud of you.
Ethan's comedy in his golden older videos comes from a lot of different facets of his personality. The way he talks is always done in a silly and joking manner, and you can tell by the stupid faces he makes and the way he reacts to the videos he's watching that he's genuinely joking around and that the sole purpose of the video is to make someone laugh.
What the fuck was that edit? Really?
I'll tell you. Really? A lot of you game assassins.
They're like, man, this really is comedy genius. We need to put that in there even though it doesn't
really
fit in the shot. Really? You know what would be perfect right between these two scenes? A really.
The reason why it's done so well is because of one sole factor. The camera. I'm not even trying to play with you, right? On God. On everything. The camera is the gigantic difference between someone like Memeulous.
What? I mean, that's a very vague thing to say. Like, can you just do funny Fortnite dances with 6ix9ine in the background, please? That's all I came to this video for.
And someone like H3H3.
Although, I will say it would be a little better if I could get them all just to do this for a minute. If I could just get them all just to do this for a moment, I think that it would step it up.
The comedy is so much easier to convey in Ethan's content than it would be in a video from Memeulous or anybody else in that sphere of garbage that I've been talking about. And I'm not just saying this shit to fuck with you or anything. This is a real ass study called The Model of Communication by my man Albert, professional psychologist and professor emeritus at motherfucking UCLA. Baby. Shout outs to the Bruins. Shout outs to all my homies in LA. You know, that's that LA Stunner Gang shit. You got any Bears? Are there any Bears watching this video? Yeah, I see you, baby. I see you, baby. The study showcases that only 7% of what we communicate consists of the literal content of the message. That's like the actual words written down and spoken. The uses of one's voice, such as tone, intonation, and volume, take up 38%, and as much as 55% of communication consists of body language and non-verbal communication. That shit is the most important part, and it's why these channels fail miserably at standing out. I said before, the visuals are very lacking. They convey zero idea of emotion, and it's hard to convey any kind of feeling outside of the tone of voice, and it lacks expression. It's probably why I can't force myself to sit down and watch any of these videos in their entirety, because that's 55% of communication completely gone. I think this whole graph could do a lot to help a lot of commentary YouTubers. This shit could help them get a grasp on what makes a video work and what doesn't. People like Turkey Tom or Ellis Mark, I noticed a lot of the issues with their content comes from the way they speak. They got this really deadpan, boring way of presenting their well-written scripts, so things like jokes either fall completely flat.
Aren't you a Sonic fan?
What? No. I'd never associate with those people. They're the scum of the earth. Okay, everybody, I have a confession to make. I've been trying to keep this a secret for a while, but I think it's time I finally tell you. I am a Sonic faggot.
Or they don't even come across as such. Pretty sure anybody watching this video already knows Tom's big issue with Mr. Enters, so I don't even need to bring that shit up. But even with something like a face cam to give off that visual communication to a viewer, some people just absolutely drop the fucking ball. Scrubby, Kwite, No Fuckers, and even Pyrocynicals sometimes do absolutely nothing with their visuals. They just sit there with them dead expressions delivering bad jokes in the most unfunny way possible. The two worst probably being Scrubby and Kwite, because it's really saying something when Scrubby's face cam videos are just as boring and unbearable to sit through as his videos with Overwatch gameplay. Kwite straight up astonishes me with how little he does with anything in his videos. Them scripts, if you even got those, are pretty fucking terrible. His delivery is almost as bad, and all of his jokes fall completely flat outside of funny referential humor and memes.
I wanna be Genji, I wanna be Genji, I wanna be Genji. Genji is the only thing I've ever wanted to be, the only thing I've ever desired. Genji is the only thing there is to want. Hi again, virgins. How are you guys doing on this relatively standard day? Because personally, I've spent the last 3 decades looking at I want to be Tracer memes that won't leave my skull. You guys definitely know what the fucking Tracer meme is. It's inescapable, but to be fair, that's kind of the point of Tracer, I guess. Being really fast or some shit. Time travel and all that.
And don't even get me fucking started on Wild Spartans. You know you're straight garbage when you're better off making Reddit videos than you are trying to be a commentary channel. My god, he's so fucking bad. I don't even... What the fuck do I say? And I know most of you might be saying,
well, simply, Dad, maybe YouTubers like Benji and Cyrus and Memeulous never show their faces because they can't afford a camera, or they're not comfortable showing their faces.
And yeah, that's just life. C'est la vie. People have the choice whether or not, but here's the thing. You don't sacrifice 55% of proper conveyance, you compromise. If circumstances are different, then you change it. If the formula doesn't work, you change the formula. Literally anything besides reading off a screen or playing Fortnite would work. A static image, fucking anything. The reason why so many commentary channels that have surfaced use character stills is because it subconsciously resonates with people more when they have something to see besides the footage of an unrelated video game. Our brains are tied more to something like this than shit like this. It's this unwillingness to do the bare minimum that makes this type of content stay bugging with how much it's in my ear and shit all the damn time. And what's worse is that these kids stay in the comments of any kind of video criticizing them, talking about,
good video, man. Honestly, it's definitely true we can take some criticism. I've been trying to move away from the leafy style, but it is hard when it does so well. Respect your opinion, bro. I definitely think there's stuff we could do better.
Bitch, who the fuck is stopping you from doing it right now? Scrubby, I know damn well you watch all these motherfucking videos on yourself. Let me know who the fuck is holding a gun to your head and preventing you from making content that's not complete garbage. Like real shit, if somebody is holding you hostage and forcing you to make horrible videos, give us a sign so we can pull up and, you know, save the day. None of these people's videos feel like any kind of life or creativity have been put into them. They don't feel like they're made by someone who's happy and passionate about what they're doing. They feel like they're made by someone who's doing it out of obligation because they want views and money. And like I always say, that's never a bad thing, but like I said at the beginning of the video, these people fucking pride themselves on the subscriber base and the channel that they've built. These videos don't feel like a creative endeavor that the uploader took any time or care on. Instead of being something to look forward to when your favorite creator drops a video, it becomes a formality, something that's expected and brings literally nothing new to the website. And the only reason why it continues to grow is because it's being done by someone with pre-established fame. And when your content becomes formulaic, something that people tune into simply because it's there and they recognize brands and names like Dr.Phil, Whoa Vicky, Logan Paul, that's when you become just as worthless as channels like Watch Mojo or Vine compilation channels. And honestly, there's no amount of feigning acceptance to criticism that's going to change that unless these kids are actually willing to take the risk to do something new with the platform they're given. And ignoring all of these cats, there's still an entire community of smaller, less popular channels trying to gain some notoriety by doing the same exact things that the big dogs are doing.
Yeah, and she's singing about her dream or something. What's your dream? To get some new clothes? Because what you wearing, you look like you got that out of a Goodwill. Like, what is that thing? And shit, I don't wear the best clothes, but I at least dress nice, at least. Like, what is that?
Oh god, no, I just watched Daniel Cohn dancing in a sexual way? No, yeah, I'm out of here. FBI, do not open up on me.
FBI, open up!
Yeah, so you guys know Daniel Cohn, the girl who lies about her age, the girl who's actually...
And I think these smaller channels just prove my point that this bland-ass reaction commentary just doesn't work. And that you almost need some kind of pre-established fame from either a huge shout-out,
So I've been gaining relevancy recently thanks to Keemstar.
or a video really popping off because you abused the algorithm to accomplish that. But who the fuck cares? Like the other videos I've made, maybe this video would be the catalyst for these people to change some shit about their content, only for them to claim that it was done on their own volition, because let's be honest, none of these people would ever want to admit that I'm right. But either way, regardless if I make them change, they're eventually going to have to change. The idea of novelty only works when it's original. There's a reason why Ricegum has only made 1 or 2 diss tracks ever since the content cop on him. Seeing how many of these Leafy clones are on the rise, it's only time before the algorithm changes or people just get burnt out from seeing the same garbage over and over again. I think the only reason why I felt so strongly about this shit is because at one point, I found myself in the shadow of a bunch of people that I looked up to. Sometimes I'm honestly shocked people even subscribe to my channel before, like, I don't know, this video right here. But I saw the issues in what I was making, and as such, I decided to make my content my own. And it's shown, or at least I'd like to think it has. I've always been a self-reflective type of person, and I always try to make sure that every video I put out is better than my last, because hearing people tell me that my newest video is their favorite video of mine is a sign that I'm constantly getting better at what I do. And I can't really say the same thing for a group of people that ride trends and believe that their shit is their own. And I really got no more type of time for a bunch of jokers who gave up being a source of entertainment for a few people to become a clown for the rest of the world. I really couldn't have said that in a more overdramatic fucking manner. My God. That's all I got though. I started up a Patreon for any of y'all who want to support me and help me pump out videos at a faster pace. Shoutouts to my homegirl Jazz for being my first patron for like 2 months before I even dropped the video. You're the best. I love you. Shoutouts to my son Kyle for helping me make the Vaporwave intro and outro. I love you too. No homo. Shoutouts to my friend. Shoutouts to Turkey Talk for helping me get the inspiration to make this video. I love you. No homo to that shit too. And shoutouts to all of you for watching. I love you. Anyways, I'll see you in a few months. Thanks for watching and take it easy.